Welcome to my expat stories. This one's about Bernie, a 57-year-old former pub manager from Nottingham who spent 18 months getting sober, 18 months of AA meetings, 18 months of avoiding the pub, 18 months of Julie, his ex-wife, saying, "Well done, you're doing so well." Then he rewarded himself with a quiet holiday in Thailand. Pattaya, just beaches and sunshine. No booze, no temptation. That lasted 3 days. Then he walked past a bar and a girl called him handsome. And he went in for just a Coke. 6 months later, he'd spent £41,800 on bar tabs and a girl called Knock who laughed at his jokes. He's still there, still drinking, still spending. And he knows exactly what he's doing. He just doesn't care anymore. If you've ever watched someone choose their demons over everything else, and hit subscribe. This one's a tragedy dressed as a bar story. Here's Bernie. Right, so I'm sat in a bar in Pattaya at 2:30 in the afternoon. There's a Chang beer in front of me. My 4th today. Maybe 5th. I've stopped counting. There's a girl sat next to me. Her name's Knock. She's laughing at something I said. I can't remember what. I'm pissed. Properly pissed. And I know I shouldn't be here. I know I should be on a beach. Reading a book. Drinking water. Being the sober Bernie I worked 18 months to become. But I'm not that Bernie anymore. I'm Bernie Beerhead. And Bernie Beerhead doesn't do sober. Let me back up. Tell you how I got here. How I threw away 18 months of hard work in 3 days. My name's Bernie. Bernard officially, but no one calls me that except the tax office. I'm 57 years old. I managed a pub in Nottingham for 22 years. Good pub. Busy, regular customers. I loved it. The banter, the noise, the people, and the drink. Always the drink. I started drinking young. 16, nothing serious at first, just pints with mates. Then I got the pub job at 25. Assistant manager, worked my way up, became manager at 30. That's when it got bad, because when you manage a pub, you're always around booze. You're tasting the beer. You're having one with the regulars. You're staying late to lock up, and you have a nightcap. Just one. Except it's never just one. By the time I was 40, I was drinking every day, not falling down drunk, just steady, functional. I could pull pints. I could cash up. I could run the place. But I was never sober. Not properly. My wife Julie, she knew. She'd smell it on me when I got home. She'd find bottles in the garage. She'd ask how much I'd drunk and I'd lie. Every time. 2 pints, love. Maybe 3. When really it was 8, 10, 12. She stuck with me for years. We had 2 kids, Ben and Laura. Good kids. They're adults now. Ben's 32, works in IT. Laura's 29. Teacher. Both doing well. Both ashamed of me. I don't blame them. Julie tried to help. She really did. Got me into AA, went to meetings with me, supported me. But I kept falling off. I'd do 3 months sober. Then I'd have 1 drink. Then I'd be back to a bottle of whiskey a day. In 2019, I lost the pub job. Showed up drunk 1 too many times. The brewery sacked me. Julie said, "This is it. This is your chance. Get sober. Get help. We can start over." I tried, I really did. But without the pub, without the routine, I just drank at home. Cheaper. Easier. No one watching. In 2020, Julie left. Moved out. Filed for divorce. She said, "Bernie, I love you, but I can't watch you kill yourself." I've tried. For 25 years I've tried. But you don't want help. You want to drink. So I'm leaving. She was right. I didn't want help. I wanted to drink. Because drinking made everything easier. Made the loneliness easier. Made the failure easier. Made the shame easier. The divorce went through. She got the house. I got a flat, small, 1 bedroom. Walking distance from 3 off licenses. Perfect for Bernie Beerhead. The kids called sometimes. Tried to check on me. "Dad, are you okay? Are you drinking?" I'd lie. "No, I'm fine. I'm sober." They knew I was lying. Eventually they stopped calling. By 2022, I was drinking a bottle of whiskey a day. Vodka if the shop was out of whiskey. I wasn't working, living on benefits, sitting in my flat, watching telly, drinking, waiting to die. Then one morning I woke up and I couldn't remember the last 3 days. Proper blackout. 3 days gone. I looked around my flat. Bottles everywhere, sick on the floor. I'd pissed myself. I was 55 years old and I'd pissed myself. I called Julie. I don't know why. Habit, maybe. She answered. I said, "I need help," she said finally. "Get yourself to hospital. Now." I did. They admitted me. Detox ward. Withdrawal. It was hell. Proper hell. Shaking, sweating, hallucinating. They said if I kept drinking, I'd be dead in a year. Liver failure, heart failure. Take your pick. I stayed in for 2 weeks. Then they sent me to rehab. 28 days. Group therapy, AA meetings, the whole thing. I hated it, but I did it because the alternative was death. I came out sober. First time in 30 years I was properly sober. It felt strange. Everything felt too loud, too bright, too real, but I stuck with it. AA meetings 3 times a week. Sponsor. The whole program. Julie was cautiously supportive. She said, "I'm proud of you, Bernie, but I'm not coming back. This is for you. Not for me. Not for us. For you." Fair enough. I'd burned that bridge. The kids started calling again, checking in. "Dad, how are you?" "Still sober?" "Yeah, still sober." They sounded relieved, hopeful. That made it harder, because I knew eventually I'd let them down again. I always did. But I kept going, one day at a time. That's what they say in AA, one day at a time. Don't think about tomorrow. Just get through today. I made it to 18 months. 18 months sober. Longest I'd ever done. My sponsor said I should celebrate. Do something nice for yourself. Reward yourself. So I booked a holiday. Thailand. Pattaya. I'd never been. My mate Dave'd been. Said it was brilliant. Cheap, sunny. Beaches. I said I'm not going to Thailand to chase bar girls. I'm 57 and sober. He said no one said anything about bar girls. Just go relax. Get some sun, you deserve it. So I booked 2 weeks. January 2024, just me. My book. My sobriety. I landed in Bangkok, got a bus to Pattaya, checked into a hotel near the beach. Decent place, pool, clean room. I unpacked, sat on the bed, thought right, 2 weeks, no booze, no temptation. Just beaches and books. Day 1 I went to the beach, lay on a sun lounger, read my book, drank water. Felt good, felt proud. 18 months and 3 days sober. Day 2, same thing. Beach, book, water. I was doing it. I was on holiday and I was sober. Julie'd be proud. Day 3. That's when it started. I was walking back from the beach, hot, sweating, thirsty, and I walked past a bar, open air, music playing. Girls sat on stools, laughing. One of them saw me. Called out, "Hello, handsome, you want drink?" I should have kept walking. I should have gone back to my hotel, had a shower, ordered room service, gone to bed. But I stopped, just for a second, just to be polite. She smiled. Pretty girl, maybe 30. "You look hot. You want cold drink, Coke, Sprite?" "Coke, that's fine, just a Coke." I sat down. She brought me a Coke, sat next to me, asked where I'm from. I said England, Nottingham. She said she'd never been. "What's it like?" I said it's all right. "Bit grey, bit cold, not like here." She laughed. "You stay Pattaya a long time." 2 weeks. "You come this bar before?" "No. First time." "Well, welcome. My name Nock." "What your name?" "Bernie." "Bernie, I like sound funny." "Yeah, it's a funny name." We chatted for 20 minutes. She was easy to talk to, not pushy, not asking for drinks, just chatting. It felt nice, normal, like being in the pub back home, just without the beer. Then she said, "You want beer, Bernie?" "Chang, cold." I should have said no. I should have said I don't drink. I should have finished my Coke and left. But I didn't. I said yeah. "Go on then." "Just one." She brought me a Chang. Ice cold. Condensation running down the bottle. I looked at it. 18 months and 3 days. Gone. Just like that. I picked it up. Took a sip. Tasted like home. Like relief. Like everything I'd been missing for 18 months. I finished it in 5 minutes. Nock asked if I wanted another. I said yeah, why not? I'd already broken my streak. Might as well. I had 4 beers that afternoon. Sat there chatting to Nock. She was funny. Sarcastic. Took the piss out of me in a way that made me laugh. She reminded me of the regulars back at the pub. The banter, the jokes, the easy company. When I left, I was tipsy. Not drunk, just tipsy. I went back to my hotel, lay on the bed, thought about what I'd done. 4 beers, 18 months sober, gone. I should have been upset, should have been ashamed, should have called my sponsor. Gone to an AA meeting, got back on track. But I wasn't upset. I felt good. Better than I'd felt in 18 months. Because for 18 months I'd been sober Bernie, responsible Bernie, trying Bernie. And sober Bernie was miserable. Sober Bernie sat in a flat in Nottingham, with no wife, no job, and no purpose. Sober Bernie was lonely. But drunk Bernie just spent an afternoon laughing with a pretty girl in a bar in Thailand. Drunk Bernie felt alive. I went back the next day, and the day after, and the day after that, every afternoon. Same bar, same girl, same beers. 4 became 6, 6 became 8. By the end of the first week, I was drinking 10 beers a day. Easy. Knock never pushed. Never asked for money. Never suggested I buy her drinks. She just sat with me, laughed at my jokes. Made me feel like I mattered. After a week, I asked her to come for dinner. Proper dinner. Not just bar snacks. She said, okay. We went to a restaurant on Beach Road. She wore a dress, looked lovely. We ate, drank wine, talked about everything. Her life. My life. She told me about her daughter. 6 years old. Living with her mother in Isan. She worked to support them. Sent money home every month. It was hard, but she did it. I told her about Julie, about the kids, about losing the pub, about rehab, about 18 months sober that I'd just thrown away. She listened. Didn't judge. Just listened. At the end of dinner, she said, Bernie, you good man. You just sad. Sad men drink. Is okay. Is it okay? Maybe no, but I understand. I see many men like you. Sad. Lonely. They come here, they drink, they feel better. Then they go home. Feel sad again. Is circle. Yeah. It's a circle. She put her hand on mine. You stay here with me, you feel better. And I did feel better. For the first time in years, I felt better. So I stayed. 2 weeks became 3. 3 became 4. I wasn't going home. I messaged Julie, told her I was extending my holiday. She said, okay, be safe. She didn't ask if I was drinking. She knew. I moved into a cheaper hotel. Monthly rate, small room but fine. Walking distance from Knock's bar. I went there every day. Drank, laughed. Felt alive. Knock and I became close. Not romantic, not really, just close. She'd finish her shift and we'd go for food. Walk on the beach. Sit and talk. She made me feel like I wasn't just another drunk farang. She made me feel like Bernie. Not Bernie Beerhead. Just Bernie. One night she said she needed help. Her daughter's school fees were due. 5,000 baht. About £100. She was short. Could I lend her? Of course, I transferred it the next day. She thanked me. Said she'd pay me back. I said don't worry about it. A week later her motorbike broke down. Needed repairs. 3,000 baht, 60 quid. I sent it. 2 weeks after that, her rent was due. She was short again. 8,000 baht, £160. I sent it. By the end of February, I'd been in Pattaya 6 weeks. I'd sent Knock about £400. I'd drunk maybe 300 beers. My liver probably hated me. But I felt good. I felt needed. I felt alive. I called Ben, my son. He answered, Dad, how's Thailand? It's good. Really good. You coming home soon? Not yet. I'm enjoying it here. Are you drinking? Silence. He knew. Of course he knew. Dad, come on, you were doing so well. I know. 18 months, Dad. You threw it away for what? A holiday? For this. For feeling like I matter. For laughing. For being Bernie instead of sober, sad Bernie. That's not you, Dad. That's the drink talking. Maybe. But at least the drink lets me talk. He hung up. I finished my beer. Went back to the bar. Knock was there. She smiled. Bernie, you want drink? Yeah. I want a drink. March came. I'd been in Pattaya 2 months. I was drinking every day, starting at lunch, finishing when the bar closed, sometimes later. There were after-hours places. I found them. Bernie Beerhead always finds them. I was spending about 200 quid a week on booze, bar tabs, drinks for Knock, drinks for her mates, rounds for the whole bar when I was feeling generous, which was most nights after beer number 8. Knock never asked me to buy drinks, never pushed. But I did anyway, because when you're drunk and everyone's laughing and the music's loud and the girls are pretty, 200 quid doesn't feel like much. It feels like happiness. And happiness is worth paying for. One night I was sat at the bar, proper pissed. I'd lost count after 12 beers. Knock was working, chatting to other customers, doing her job. I watched her. She was good at it, friendly, funny. Made everyone feel welcome. Made everyone feel special. A bloke sat next to me. English, maybe 60, grey hair, red face. He ordered a chang, looked at me. You're here a lot. Yeah, I like it here. How long you been in Pattaya? 2 months. He whistled. That's a long holiday, mate. Not really a holiday anymore. More like living here. Yeah, I know the feeling. Been here 4 years myself, came for 2 weeks. Never left. What keeps you here? He nodded at the bar. The girls, the beer. Same as everyone else. It's easier than being back home. Yeah, it's easier. We drank in silence for a bit. Then he said, You got a girl here? Not really, just Knock. We're mates. He laughed. Not mean, just knowing. Mates, right. How much you spending on her? I don't know. Few £100 a month, maybe. Mate, she's working you. They all are. That's the game. You buy drinks, you help with rent. You feel needed. They get paid. Everyone's happy until you run out of money. Then they move on to the next bloke. I know. He looked surprised. You know? Yeah, I know. I'm not daft. I know what this is. Then why do you do it? Because it's better than Nottingham. Better than sitting in a flat by myself. Better than being sober and miserable. At least here I've got company. At least here people are glad to see me. He nodded. Understood. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. We finished our beers. He left. I ordered another. Knock came over. Who was that man? Just some bloke telling me I'm being scammed. She looked worried. You think I scam you? No, I think you're doing your job. And I'm choosing to pay for company. That's not a scam. That's a transaction. We both know what it is. She relaxed. You different, Bernie. Most men, they think we love them. They think it's real. You know it's not real, but you don't care. Yeah, I don't care. Because real or not, it feels better than what I had. April. 3 months in Pattaya. I'd sent Knock maybe £800 by now. Rent, motorbike, school fees for her daughter, phone bills, little bits here and there. Never huge amounts, just steady, constant. My bank account was getting lighter. I had about 12 grand left. Savings from when I worked, redundancy pay. It was meant to last me, be my emergency fund. But I was pissing it away on Chang and a bar girl who called me Bernie with a smile. Julie messaged me. Bernie, the kids are worried. They said you're still in Thailand, still drinking. Are you okay? I'm fine. You're not fine, you're drinking again. After 18 months. After everything. Yeah, I'm drinking again, and you know what? I'm happier than I was sober. That's not happiness, that's avoidance. Maybe. But it feels like happiness, and that's close enough. Please come home, get help. Go back to AA, you can do this. I don't want to do this, I don't want to be sober. I want to be here, drinking, laughing, feeling alive. She stopped replying. I finished my beer, went to the bar. Knock was there, she smiled. That made it worth it. May. 4 months. Knock said her mother was sick, needed medicine. Hospital bills. 10,000 baht and £200. I sent it. She sent a photo. Her mother in a hospital bed. Old woman. Looked genuinely ill. Maybe it was real. Maybe it wasn't. I didn't care. I sent the money. Knock thanked me. We went for dinner. I got drunk. She got me back to my hotel, put me to bed. I woke up the next morning and she was gone. My wallet was on the table. Nothing missing. She could have robbed me. She didn't. That meant something. Maybe. June. 5 months. I ran into the same English bloke at the bar, the one who said I was being worked. He saw me, came over. You still here then? Yeah, still here. Still with Knock? Yeah. How much you spent now? I don't know. Maybe 15 grand. He whistled. Bloody hell, mate, 15 grand in 5 months. You're keeping her in business. Yeah. Well, someone's got to. You not worried about running out? Not really. When I run out, I'll go home. Simple as that. And then what? Then I'll be sober Bernie again, sitting in a flat in Nottingham, waiting to die. But at least I'll have had this. At least I'll have had 6 months of feeling alive. He shook his head, ordered another beer. We drank in silence. July, 6 months. My bank account was down to 4 grand. I'd spent £21,000 on booze, on Knock, on bar tabs and nights out and stupid decisions. 21 grand in 6 months. That's insane. That's alcoholic behaviour. That's Bernie Beerhead at his finest. Ben called. My son. I was drunk when I answered. Slurring, he knew immediately. Dad, you're pissed. Yeah, so what? It's 3 in the afternoon. It's 7 in the evening here. That doesn't make it better. Dad, come home, please. You're killing yourself. I've been killing myself for 30 years, Ben. This is just faster. That's not funny. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm being honest. I'm 57 years old. I'm an alcoholic. I've been sober once for 18 months, and it was the most miserable 18 months of my life. So I'm choosing this. I'm choosing to drink. I'm choosing to be happy, even if it kills me. You're not happy. You're drunk. There's a difference. Not to me, there isn't. He hung up. Laura called 10 minutes later. She was crying. Dad, Ben just called me. He said you're drunk. He said you've been in Thailand for 6 months. What are you doing? I'm living, love. I'm finally living. You're not living, you're hiding. You're running away from your problems by drinking them away. That's not living. That's dying slowly. Maybe. But at least I'm enjoying it. She cried harder. Dad, please. Mum's so worried. We're all worried. Come home. We'll help you. We'll get you back into rehab. We'll support you. Just come home. I'm not coming home. I'm staying here. This is where I want to be. With a bar girl who's using you. Yeah. With a bar girl who's using me, because at least she's here. At least when I walk into that bar, she smiles. At least when I sit down, she sits next to me. At least I feel like someone gives a shit whether I live or die. You lot stopped caring years ago. That's not fair. It's completely fair. You and Ben, you call out of guilt, you check in out of duty, but you don't actually want me in your lives. I'm the embarrassing drunk dad. The one you don't tell your mates about. The one you hope doesn't show up to weddings or birthdays because he'll get pissed and embarrass you. Well, here I don't embarrass anyone. Here I'm just Bernie, and that's enough. She hung up. I finished my beer, ordered another. Knock came over. You okay, Bernie? You look sad. I'm fine. You want talk? No, I want to drink. She brought me another beer, sat with me, didn't push, just sat there. That's what I needed. Not talking, not fixing, just company. Just someone sitting next to me while I drank myself into oblivion. August. 7 months. I had 400 quid left in my account. That was it. 400 quid. Out of £33,000 I'd had when I arrived, I'd spent £32,600 in 7 months. On booze, on knock, on being Bernie Beerhead. I should have been panicking. Should have been booking a flight home. Should have been getting sober, getting help, getting my life together. But I wasn't panicking. I was relieved. Because when the money ran out, the decision had been made for me. I'd have to go home. I wouldn't have a choice. And that was easier than choosing to leave. Knock noticed I was quieter, drinking more, spending less. She asked what was wrong. I told her, I'm running out of money. I'll have to go home soon. She looked sad. I'll miss you, Bernie. Will you? Yes, you're a good customer. Good friend, you make me laugh. Good customer. There it was. The truth, I was a customer. Not a friend, not family, a customer. And when the money ran out, I'd stop being useful. But I already knew that. I'd known that from the start. So why did it hurt to hear it? I kept drinking. 400 quid doesn't last long when you're drinking 10 beers a day and buying rounds for the bar. By mid-August, I was down to 100 quid. I had to make a decision. Use it to drink. Or use it to fly home. I used it to drink, of course I did. I'm Bernie Beerhead. I always choose the drink. The last night I was sat at the bar. Skint. Properly skint. I had 20 quid left. Enough for maybe 4 beers. That was it. Then I was done. Then I had to go home. Face Julie. Face the kids. Face sober, miserable Bernie. Knock sat next to me. This your last night? Yeah. I'm out of money. I've got to go home tomorrow. I'm sorry, Bernie. Don't be sorry. You did your job. I paid you. We both got what we wanted. What did you want? I wanted to feel alive. I wanted to feel needed. I wanted to feel like I mattered. Even if it was fake. Even if it cost me everything. I wanted to feel something other than lonely. She put her hand on mine. It wasn't all fake, Bernie. I do like you. You make me laugh. You're kind, you're sad, but you're kind. I wish you stay. But I understand. You've got no money. You got to go. Yeah, I've got to go. She bought me a beer. On the house, last one. I drank it slowly. Savoured it. Because tomorrow I'd be on a plane. And the day after I'd be in Nottingham. Sober. Alone. Miserable. Waiting to start the whole cycle again. But tonight I was Bernie Beerhead. And Bernie Beerhead was having one last beer. I flew home the next day, 23-hour journey. Bangkok to Heathrow. Heathrow to East Midlands. Bus to Nottingham. I was sober the whole way. Not by choice. Just skint. Couldn't afford airport beer prices with 20 quid. By the time I got to my flat, I had the shakes, proper withdrawal, hands trembling, sweating. I'd been drinking every day for 7 months. My body didn't know how to function without it. I lay on my bed, stared at the ceiling, thought about Knock, about the bar, about the last 7 months. £32,600. Gone. Pissed away. Literally. Julie knew I was back. The kids must have told her. She messaged, "You're home, are you okay?" "No." "Do you need help?" "I can call someone, get you into detox." "I'll be fine." "Bernie, please. Don't do this alone. I've always done this alone." She stopped replying. I lay there, shaking, sweating, hating everything, hating myself most of all. 3 days later, the withdrawal eased. I could stand without shaking, could eat without being sick, could think without my head pounding. I was sober. Again. For the second time in 2 years. I went to the shop, bought food, milk, bread, tea, walked past the alcohol aisle, stopped, looked at the whiskey, the vodka, the beer. It'd be so easy. Just one bottle. Just to take the edge off. Just to make this bearable. I kept walking. Got home. Made tea. Sat in my chair. The same chair I'd sat in for 18 months when I was sober before. The same chair I swore I'd never sit in again when I left for Thailand. But here I was. Back in the chair. Back in the flat. Back in Nottingham. Back to being sober, miserable Bernie. Ben called. "Dad, you're home." "Yeah." "How are you?" "Sober. Skint. Miserable. The usual." "Dad, I'm sorry, I know we've not been there for you. I know we've not been supportive. But we do care, we do love you." "I know. Do you want to come visit? Stay with me and Emma for a bit? Get out of that flat?" "No, I'm fine here." "You're not fine. You just spent 30 grand getting drunk in Thailand. That's not fine." "It was 32 grand actually. And yeah, I spent it getting drunk. And you know what? Those 7 months were the happiest I've been in years, so maybe it was worth it." He went quiet. Then he said, "I don't know what to say to that." "You don't have to say anything. I made my choice. I'll live with it. Or die with it." "Yeah. Or die with it." He hung up. I made another cup of tea, sat in my chair, watched the telly. This was my life now. This was what I came back to. This was what sobriety looked like. A week passed, then 2. I stayed sober, not because I wanted to, just because I had no money. Couldn't afford to drink. My benefits covered rent and food. That was it. No spare for booze. I applied for jobs. Bar work mostly. It's all I know. Got a few interviews. They asked why I left my last job. I lied. Said the pub closed down. They didn't believe me. Didn't hire me. No one wants to hire a 57-year-old former pub manager with shaky hands and a drinking problem written all over his face. So I sat in my flat. Sober. Unemployed. Existing. Not living. Just existing. Julie came by one day. Knocked on the door, I let her in. She looked around, the flat was clean. I'd been keeping it clean. Trying to prove I was managing. Trying to prove I was okay. She sat down. "You look awful, Bernie." "Thanks." "I mean it. You look like you've not slept in weeks." "I haven't." Sober Bernie doesn't sleep well. "Have you been to any meetings?" "AA?" "No." "Why not?" "Because I don't want to be sober. I'm only sober because I'm skint. If I had money, I'd be drinking right now." She sighed. "Bernie, you can't live like this. You can't just wait to have money so you can drink again. That's not living." "I know, but it's all I've got. You've got us, me, the kids. We're here. You're here out of guilt. Out of duty. Not because you want to be. If I died tomorrow, you'd be sad for a bit. Then you'd move on. You've already moved on. You've got a new partner. The kids have got their own lives. I'm just the sad ex-husband. The embarrassing dad. The drunk you hope gets better, but expect to fail." She started crying. "That's not true." "It's completely true. And I don't blame you. I've given you no reason to believe in me. I've let you down over and over. So yeah, you're here because you feel you should be, not because you want to be. And that's fine. But don't pretend it's more than it is." She left. I sat in my chair, stared at the wall, thought about Knock, about the bar, about how easy it was there, how simple. Drink, laugh, feel alive, no guilt, no shame, no disappointed family members. A month after I got back, I got my pension payment. 800 quid. Meant to last the month. Rent was 400. That left 400 for food and bills. Or 400 for a flight back to Thailand. I sat there looking at my bank account. 800 quid. I could stay here, be sober, be responsible, pay my rent, buy my food, sit in this chair for another month, then another, until I died, alone, sober, miserable. Or I could book a flight, go back, have one more month of feeling alive, even if it killed me, even if it was the stupidest thing I could do. One more month. I booked the flight. Ben found out. He called, furious. Dad, are you serious? You just got back. You just got sober. And you're going back? Yeah. Why? Why are you doing this? Because I'd rather die happy than live miserable. You're not happy. You're drunk. There's a difference. Not to me, there isn't. Dad, please, don't do this. Stay. Get help. We'll help you. I promise. I don't want help. I want to drink. I want to feel alive. I want to be Bernie Beerhead. Not sober, sad Bernie. I've done sober, sad Bernie. I've done it for 18 months. And it was hell. So I'm choosing drunk, happy Bernie. Even if it kills me. Even if you hate me for it. I'm choosing this. He hung up. Laura called. Same conversation. Same anger. Same disappointment. I told her the same thing. I'm choosing this. She cried. Hung up. Julie messaged. Told me I was making a mistake. Told me I was throwing my life away. I didn't reply. I flew back to Thailand 2 weeks later. Landed in Bangkok. Got the bus to Pattaya. Walked into the same bar. Nock was there. She saw me. Her face lit up. Bernie, you come back. Yeah, I came back. I thought you had no money. I got my pension. Thought I'd spend it here instead of Nottingham. She laughed. Brought me a chang. I took a sip. And there it was. That feeling. Relief. Happiness. Home, I'm still here. Well, not right this second. I go back and forth now. Pension comes in. I fly to Thailand. Spend it in 3 weeks. Fly home. Wait for next pension. Repeat. The kids don't talk to me anymore. Ben blocked my number. Laura sends a message on my birthday. That's it. Julie gave up. She messaged me 6 months ago. Said she was done. Said she couldn't watch me kill myself anymore. Said if I wanted to drink myself to death in Thailand, that was my choice. But she wasn't going to be part of it. Fair enough. I don't blame her. I don't blame any of them. I'm Bernie Beerhead. I'm a 57-year-old alcoholic who chose booze over family, who chose a bar in Pattaya over sobriety in Nottingham, who spent £41,800 in 10 months getting drunk with a girl who calls me a good customer. And I'd do it again, every single time, because those 10 months, those were the best 10 months I've had in decades. And yeah, maybe that's sad, maybe that makes me pathetic, maybe I'm the cautionary tale, the bloke people point to and say, don't end up like him. But I don't care, because when I'm sat in that bar, when Nock brings me a chang, when the music's loud and the beer's cold and I'm laughing, I'm alive. And that's more than I ever was in Nottingham. So here I am, Bernie Beerhead, drunk, broke, alone, but happy. Or as close to happy as I'll ever get. And that was Bernie's story. 18 months sober, gone in 3 days. £41,800 in 10 months, still doing it. Pension in, Pattaya, drink, home, repeat. He knows it's killing him. He doesn't care. Look after yourselves out there.